Welcome. Oh my gosh, I can't get used to that creepy robot, but thank you, ma'am, for telling me. Welcome to Team VIP Sunday Night Call. We are super excited for the June lineup. We have got a lot of good content coming your way this week. You should have gotten it in your coach resource email, but you have a lineup of who is speaking on what calls and what topics are being covered. We are kicking tonight off with Angela because clearly Home Skillet has been a force to be reckoned with. Her Success Club numbers have been absolutely incredible. She just locked in official 1-star diamond this past Thursday. We're super stinking proud of her. You should be so proud of yourself. And we asked her weeks ago if she could pencil us in for a team call, because I know that everybody on the team is dying to hear from her and just kind of what her process is, what's working for her, because it changes all the time. But she's been a coach for a little over a year and been very consistently moving her business forward, which is absolutely key. We're going to go over Success Club numbers and leaderboard first, and then we're going to let her dive right in.
All right, can y'all see my screen? Hopefully, yes. Okay. I will post the final May numbers this week. I will get the board up. The retention points were a little bit lagging, so hopefully that they're there. Hopefully they're correct. But make sure you let your star diamond or your diamond coach know what they are so we can make sure that all of your numbers are on the leaderboard. But we are June 6th, so we're almost one full week into June, and already with points on the board, we have Brooke Basso, who has 8 points, Rachel Johnstone, who has 6, Angela Waters, who has 6, Laura Simon, who has 6, Jackie, Marissa, Isabel, Lindell, Jamie, Rochelle, Caitlin, and Danielle all coming in with 2 points as well. So way to start this month off strong. We've already helped 21 more people this month, so I'm excited for that. I know that we have a lot more to help and a lot of exciting things happening. Coming up next is we have Cookies and Creamy Shakeology, which is launching on the 22nd. And then I believe the sample workout for the new Amwala workout, 6:45. I believe the sample workout is going to be available June 28th. So lots coming up in the month of June to be excited about. But without further ado, because I know that she has a lot to tell us, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Miss Angela.
Thank you. All right. So I have to preface this by saying, so I started making my first Canva slides, right? And I was so proud of myself, and it was so pretty, and it was all kinds of pink. And then a total storm hit our house, figuratively speaking. My husband's a principal of a high school, a very large high school, and they had prom on Friday night. And unfortunately, 4 kids were in a tragic accident. So I'm asking for prayers anywhere we can get them. 1 passed away, and 1 is on life support, and 2 have major injuries. So the slides never happened because, to be honest with you, shit show hit our house, and my husband, who is normally in bed at 8:30 on Sunday night, he said, I don't know when I'm going to bed tonight. He's had meetings all day today. He was literally at school till 5:30 yesterday. So there's no slides. But it was the perfect example of, I could have totally, and I did. I wrote Raquel and I was like, I'm just telling you ahead of time. Like, this is all happening. And then I sat back and I was like, it's fine. Like, I know what I'm going to say. I've had my notes for weeks. It's just, I hadn't really put them together with how I wanted it to flow. Cause that's me. I take weeks to think things over. And so I was like, no, I'm not getting out. I'm not telling her I'm not doing this. It's just going to be a little bit messy in terms of there's not going to be any slides tonight. So you're just going to have to look at my face and you're going to have to listen to me. And if you're one of my note-taking girls like myself, I numbered it for you, and you'll hear me say the numbers so that you know what to put next on your notes. And then you can always watch the playback too. So I apologize if there's no notes, and thank you for the prayers in advance. But I just wanted to give you that example of, it's okay. Just do it messy. Okay. So first, I'm going to ask you to go into the chat, and I need everybody to be an active participant in this, okay? So you're going to, in the chat, write down, type up for me, and I want separate, so just keep hitting return. Every single health win you can think of that you've had, And I want you to go back. I want you to go back to the beginning when you first started with Beachbody. What were those wins you had? And you're like, I am crushing it, right? If you're maintaining your weight and you lost weight and now you're maintaining that weight, what did you lose? How many inches did you lose? How many pant sizes did you lose? I want you to dig hard, and I want you to think about this health journey and how it affected your mindset, how it's affected your family life. I want to hear all the things while I play my very favorite song right now, but I want you all to be typing and hitting return. I just want to read one thing after another in the chat, and I want you to also read each other's.
There's a fire inside, you can feel it burning. It's a neon light glowing like a furnace. And the night is long, but the world keeps turning. You gotta know it, it's not the end. Every new sunrise is one step closer. It's a sign in the sky that the fight's not over. So face the world, it's now or never. This is your moment, let it begin. This could change everything. Can you feel it now? Something's in the air. This could change everything. I know we're gonna know it when we get there. No more waiting, I'm taking the chance. This could change everything. Let it begin. See the world outside in technicolor. Be the one who paints outside the numbers. Like a child who is lost in wonder. I don't want to lose it. I'm breathing it in. This could change everything. Can you feel it now? Something's in the air. This could change everything. I know we're gonna know it when we get there. No more waiting, I'm taking the chance. This could change everything. Let it begin. You can feel it coming like a flood. Wash over.
Well, we could just do this all day. Reading all of all your things in the chat. It's like a dopamine hit after dopamine hit. Like you could just look at that all day. So at some point while I'm speaking, scroll back and just video all the things that you see here and make sure you share those with other people. Share it in your stories or type up some of the things that were said and put it into a post. Like this is the stuff that gets people inspired. This is the stuff that people want and need. We forget at one time we didn't have any of these things or most of these things, and we wanted them so badly. And I think sometimes when we're in this for a little while, we start to take these feelings and things that we've done and these wins that we've had maybe so long ago to us for granted. And you forget that there are people still sitting on their couches waiting to hear what you have to share with them. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to share my top 10 actions. So when Raquel asked me to do this, she said, I want you to talk about what are you doing that's working and what is your mindset? When you sit down to work, what are you thinking about? So first I'm going to go into my top 10 action items because I know me, I know I like hands-on stuff. Like give me the stuff I can actually go and do. So I wanted to lead with that. And then I'm going to end with the mindset piece. Although you'll notice a lot of my action items incorporate mindset. You can't not. All right, so first things first, you did it. The number one vital behavior we have is our health journey, right? And making sure that we are focused on our own health journey. I mean, what other business can you be in where your health comes first? I don't know of any others. If you're not in your journey right now, people are not going to be inspired by you and you might as well put saleswoman across, the top of your bio. And I don't know about you, but I don't feel like I sell anything. I feel like I offer an experience. So you've got to make sure you are in your experience. Now, that's not to say you can get bored in your own journey. You can. I think it was James Clear. Yeah, listen to this. The greatest threat to success is not failure, but boredom. We get bored with habits because they stop delighting us. The outcome becomes expected, and as our habits become ordinary, we start derailing our progress to seek novelty. Perhaps that's why we get caught up in a never-ending cycle, jumping from one workout to the next, one diet to the next, one business idea to the next. As soon as we experience the slightest dip in motivation, we begin seeking a new strategy, even if the old one was still working. As Machiavelli noted, men desire novelty to such an extent that those who are doing well wish for a change as much as those who are doing badly. So it's okay to admit that you're bored. You're bored with this health journey that's amazing and people want it as much as you have it, but start your own challenge for yourself. Don't wait for someone to start a challenge for you. Get a buddy to do it with you. Offer the challenge up on Team VIP and say, who wants to do this with me? Number 2, start your day with heart. Now, I say the beginning of your day because a lot of you work out in the morning, and I think having that mindset to start your day with an amazing morning routine is what needs to be in place. But also remember these things if you sit down at night to work your business or whenever you work your business in the nooks and crannies of your day. So with starting your day with heart, you're going to write down your mission statement. And mission statement for me is 2 parts. It's the life vision. So we could talk about purpose all we want, but if we forget about why we started, which most of us started this because it was a financial need. Right? So our life vision is kind of like our selfish inspiration, which is okay. It's okay to have that. It's what we want for ourselves and it's what we want for our families. It's that thing that you're fighting for. So for example, mine started with, I have to be honest, we didn't know how we were going to pay for groceries some week. And we were getting I could have started a blog on how to get really creative with the things you have left in your cabinets, with the things you have left in your freezer. So I knew that I wanted to make sure that I could pay for groceries in excess if we wanted them. Like if we wanted to have fun and get pints of Ben & Jerry's and do pint night, which is now a thing with teenagers, then I could do that. And now it's become so much more. It's become, not having to say no to my son when he wants to play travel soccer, which we had to do a couple years back. And now we don't have to. It's letting my kids, get the t-shirt that goes along with the school activities, getting that hoodie sweatshirt. I love a good hoodie, to go along with that, that club soccer or that, choir performance or whatever it is, not having to say no to them. So that's your life vision. But the other part of your mission statement is also your life purpose. So what do you want to do in your little piece of the world? Think about your ground zero when you started. When you realize that, like for me, it was, oh my gosh, like I struck gold. I have been waiting years to figure out what fired me up, what lit me on fire. And I heard a podcast that said, if what you're doing right now does not set your soul on fire, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And so it was right then and there. And I had been thinking about coaching for like off and on for years. And I was like, oh, it's not for me. I had preconceived notions. I thought, you've probably heard that from me before. Like you had to work out in your sports bra and you could only take pictures of bikinis and like all these things. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be a coach. But I knew I had this heart for like feeling good and having energy and eating good things and wanting to crave those good things. And so I realized that was it. And so I had struck gold. So when you realize that you struck gold with this coaching opportunity and it was something that changed your life, it is a moral obligation to share it with other people. So when you look out into that world and you see this thing that almost brings you to tears, like I was in a mom's group and this mom posted a picture of her belly and all her bloatedness. And she's like, I have tried everything. And then she listed 1 million workouts. And she goes, and nothing worked for me. When you see something like that, or you get a message from someone who just pours their heart out to you about how miserable they are, and they snap at their kids, and they're fighting with their husband and all the things, and can you help? When that kind of stuff brings you to tears, and then at the same time, it friggin' fires you up because you have vision for them a year from now, you can see what they can't see. You have found your freaking calling. Like, you, hands down, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you need to pay it forward. And it's things like community and purpose and happiness and joy and confidence and energy and support and belief, all those things we wanted when we started. That is your life mission. That is it right there. Also, think about serving and not selling. You have to think about the people that you're serving and the people that you want to serve. When you think about serving, you take the whole icky salesy thing out of it. I'm telling you, when you think about serving people and being able to see that vision for them 6 months from now, seeing the energy they're going to have, even when they don't have any belief in themselves that they can do this, seeing the confidence they're going to have, seeing them rock those shorts that they have not been able to wear in 12 years. When you see all that and you are truly thinking about serving that person to help them reach their goals, there's no sales in this at all. They are thanking you when they check out with their cart. And I will tell you, because I sold a product before in another company, I sold jewelry, and every time they checked out, I was thanking them 3,000 different ways because I felt like they were helping me. And now it's completely the reverse. It is, thank you so much. Thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for reaching back out again. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being vulnerable. They thank you. So when you think about serving versus selling, the game changes. Say a prayer over your business or whatever you believe in. I want you to think about that business and how the universe or God or whatever you believe in is going to help you get to your goals. Have a word of the year. And it's not too late. I know it's June. Who cares? Are you really going to wait till 2022 to pick a word of the year? No, if you don't have a word of the year, you need to get yourself one. All right. So here, look, we do it in our family every year. We do a word of the year every single year. And then we get this printed so it's right at our dining room table so that we can see it. Now, my word of the year for me goes to a much higher level than the kids do. My husband's much higher level than the kids do, but mine is abundance. And that was really hard for me because at first I thought abundance was selfish, right? To think that these things will be happening for me and coming to me and there will never be a lack of. I used to live in a scarcity mindset. And when I realized I live in that scarcity mindset, that's when I realized my word was abundance. When you have that word of the year and you put it everywhere, like obnoxiously everywhere, it really works. So like my friend Erin, one of our coaches, she got me a slider. You can't see it. It says abundance on it. It's right on my freaking watch. Every time I look at my watch, I see abundance. I had a bowl that was made and it says abundance on the inside so that every time I use it, I am reminded of my word. Look over your 2021 goals, and that's full year goals. I'm going to tell you right now, it's time to make yourself some God-sized goals. Goals that scare the freaking daylights out of you. Guys, I said 5-star elite team. I don't know how we're going to get there completely. I just know that that's my big, scary goal right now. And so I put it out there. Who knows if we'll get there or not, but I have a good feeling that we're going to because we say it, we talk about it, we think about it. So picking those goals that scare you. I can't show you my computer, the bottom part of it, but I've got 2 Post-it notes here, 2 pink Post-it notes towards the bottom that are taped on so they don't move when I'm typing on it. And here's the Post-it, here's what I have on my Post-its, and I highly recommend it. I started this 3 months ago and my Success Club numbers went way high and they've stayed there. All right, so on the Post-it, the first thing is my monthly Success Club goal. I heard my mentor right now is Josh Coates, and he said, why are we reaching for Success Club 5 every month? He said, if you sold shoes and you only sold 3 pairs of shoes in a month, you would not be considered successful. He's like, there's not many things in sales where if you only sold 3 of them, you would be considered successful, except for real estate, high-end houses, and like top of the line luxury cars. That's it. He said, so you're shooting for Success Club 5 and then you freak out in the last week to make sure you're really getting to Success Club 5? He was like, why not Success Club 5 every week? I was like, oh my gosh, every week? So now I was like, all right, you're on. So Success Club 5 every week times 4 is 20. So that's how I got Success Club 20 as my goal for the month. And I'm telling you, when you shoot high, there's a good chance that you'll hit it really early, because you kind of get this like, oh crap, I got to get there. And so that's what happened to me last month. I was like, I just kept going and going and going and going. The second thing on that Post-it note is monthly recruiting. And I put a little plus after it. So my recruiting every month is 5, but I put the plus sign after it. So it gives me permission to do more. Oh, and Success Club also, I have 20 plus. My quarterly rank advancement goal. So you do this by quarter. And I already know now, because it takes 6 weeks to qualify, I'm not going to hit my quarterly goal. My quarterly goal was 3-star, and I'm not going to hit it, and I'm okay with that. So I didn't cross it out though. I left it there because I know it's going to be my goal for next quarter. And above it, I wrote July 8th, start 2-star qual. And then August 19th, lifetime 2-star. So I started to like zero in on dates so that I don't give myself all of next quarter to hit that goal. And then income. I split it into 2 parts. Income is my monthly income goal and my weekly income goal, because what you track, and I'll talk about this again, but what you track will improve. And I track in my phone, on my notes. I know I should do the pretty Excel spreadsheet that Raquel sent to me, and I still haven't done it, but I'm tracking it somewhere, right? So I have it tracked in my notes, and every single month I put my weekly income, and then every single week I'm keeping tabs on my average for the month in terms of my weekly average. Because again, sometimes you're paid 4 weeks in a month, and sometimes 5. So I always divide it by the number of paychecks I've had so far that month, so I can see my weekly average for that month. And then it's you versus you. Every single month I say, okay, last month it was $505 a week, which was my average. This month I'm going to beat it. I don't care if it's 506, that's considered beating it. And so I always try and beat it. And because I'm keeping a weekly average every week, I can see, am I getting there? Am I behind? What do I need to do to catch up? And it's such fun motivation for me to be able to see and track that so that it actually does happen. All right. Speaking of goals, stop playing it safe. Okay. So if you're sitting here at Emerald right now and you're like, oh, my goal is to, and you want to go somewhere with leadership. My goal is to hit Diamond by the end of this year. I will tell you there are 7 months left. Don't pick Diamond as your end goal for the year. Pick 1-star Diamond or 2-star Diamond as your end goal for the year. You have 7 freaking months left. Like Diamond, no way, especially if you have a spouse account, because 1-star is about as in control as you can still be with your leadership rank advancements, right? Because you get yourself to Diamond. Yes, you do have Emerald, so it does rely on other people as well. But 1-star, you can build your husband's account. So 1-star is very doable. So 2021, I'm telling you, everyone's goal, if you're sitting in Emerald right now, or even if you're not at Emerald yet, it needs to be 1-star at least for this year. Lean into your push pods to start hitting those goals. Lean into them. Talk to your upline if you aren't sure if it's possible. If your coach offers a call, get freaking on the call. Okay? Track your business. I already talked a little bit about tracking, but the other thing I wanted to do is also track your own health journey. Some of us had done Power 30 last month. Ours ends on Tuesday of this week. I track all of my challenge packs for the month, and then I draw a line after each week so that I can see, shoot, I had 1 week where I only had two challenge packs. So the next week I was like, I'm going to do at least 3. And so that's what I do. I try and it's just against myself, but it helps me to see, am I someone that really like scrambles at the end of the month? Because I used to be that person. And now my goal is to always be hitting high towards the beginning of the month. Don't forget your Success Club tracker from Beachbody, which is now electronic, and you can actually win prizes by using it. Keep it personal. Be a professional friend maker and encourager. You've got to get out there on social and be a freaking cheerleader. You just have to be social. Now, I'm not telling you to just go waste your time scrolling and encouraging everyone, and be strategic. but keep track of your interactions, but go out there and spread some love. If there are people loving on you and your posts and your stories, you've got to go show them love back, or they're going to disappear from watching your stories or showing you love on your posts. Message people for their birthday. Don't message them on their birthday. They're too busy. They're getting 221 messages on their birthday. It's just going to be another one where they're copying and pasting thank you with one of those cute hearts. So either message them before their birthday or like after their birthday, because then you're in their inbox. And I will tell you, there have been a couple people that said, thank you so much. You're such an inspiration. And they went to this whole thing. I never mentioned anything about what I have to offer. And that's how the conversation started. If you're going to message or engage in conversation with someone privately, make sure it's not cold. And I don't mean cold as in they're a stranger. I even mean cold as if they are someone you already know, but it's literally the first message that you're sending to them. It can't be. If they're not, as they call it, in your store, if they're not watching your stories, if they're not commenting or liking on your posts, if there's no prior interaction, you need to start the interaction elsewhere. It cannot be in a direct message to them. It just feels icky to me. So think about if you were to put yourself in their shoes. I forgot to tell you all the numbers. I'm on number 6 now. I'll type up the major titles for you. Number 6, put yourself in their shoes. Constantly thinking, is this how I would want to be approached with something? If this is how I would want to be approached with an opportunity, if you say no, that feels icky or that feels salesy to me, it probably is. So don't do it. I'm sure all of us have had an experience where someone comes at us like selling. I have no idea what. I've gotten so many messages lately. It's just icky. Like someone was trying to sell me little girls' clothes and I was like, oh, I have 13 and 15-year-olds. And she's like, oh, do you want to be added to the group? And I'm like, no, your sizes go up to size 10. Like, why do I? It's just odd. It looks like you're not even listening or paying attention to who they are. Number 7, stories is where it's at for me. And I don't get a lot of people watching, so don't think that I have thousands of people watching. I don't. On a good day, I have 100 people watching my stories. But it seems to fluctuate with new people at the bottom of my story viewers, and that's where I'm getting new people. So having stories with polls that are just fun. I have a girl right now who was a challenger, and then she was a discount coach, and then she just wrote me today and said she's ready. She's ready to work this business. She started as someone, and I won't forget it. She was, I did a team summer, team fall poll, and she was team fall. We got to this whole conversation about how we both love fall, and then it just started from there. Cantaloupe versus honeydew, strawberry versus raspberry. Like, just women have freaking opinions, if you haven't noticed. If you ask for an opinion, you will get an influx of opinions. So that's how messaging can start. Be real. If you only share your workouts, your food, and your shakes, they get bored with you. Like, you need to be a real human being. I show my kids because they are relatable to my ideal client. They are the ones who are constantly in the car. They're sitting in parking lots. They're dropping kids off. There's kids that are fighting. I have kids that leave smelly socks all over my house, and he doesn't even leave 2 in the same spot. One is here and one will be over there. We can't figure out the thought process. There's a spoon on the stairs today. Like, that's the kind of stuff. And I have a whole site called Really. It's all my reelies. Like, really? And people love it. And they're like, yes, that happens to me too. I get so many comments relating to that stuff. Now, I don't share everything. There's hard shit going on in my house right now. And you know, kids have different things they're working through. I don't share everything, but I share the funny stuff, and I share the stuff that's relatable, and I share the things that my kids are not embarrassed by, and we laugh it off. Share your own struggles. Be vulnerable, but just make sure you're telling them how they're going to come out of that struggle. If you're stuck in it and every day you're like, oh, this sucks. Oh, nobody wants to follow you. You are not inspirational at all, which actually helps you. When you're in a struggle and you're like, dang it, I got to find a way out of this because I have to share it with my followers. I've got to share it with the people who are watching. It helps you get out of your own shit faster. Sorry, I should not have cursed. You are their hope and inspiration. So figure it out so that you can get out of it and help other people. Do invite polls. I know there's trainings that say nobody answers those invite polls. If I get 2 or 3 people a month to hit those invite polls, I have won the game of invite polls for the month. That's 3 challenge packs if we get to that point. I also tell myself, in terms of mindset, if they reach out to me, they are going to be my next challenger. If you approach it and you're like, I don't know if they're gonna buy a challenge pack with me. I don't know if they can afford it, and you get all weird and icky, and then you word vomit all in your messages, they're not joining you. Be confident. You are their coach from the minute they reach out to you. They have no idea what they're purchasing. You have to be their guide and let them know what's going to work and what's going to get them results, and approach every single person that reaches out to you as in they are my next challenger. I do a lot of connecting by messaging from people's stories. So when they have stories, I go in and message from that. It just feels a lot more casual and a lot less weird, especially if you don't know who they are. Number 8, be patient with the people who ghost you. I know there's people who say they're adults. If they ghost me, screw them, we're out. I will tell you right now, most of my success stories and most of my challengers who are crushing it right now are the people who straight up ignored me month after month after month after month, told me they were doing Weight Watchers, told me that they were doing whatever, the protein shakes that are so cheap in the stores, I won't even say their name. All the things, right? I don't give up on them though. They were like, I'll let you know if this works out for me. I'll let you know. I knew one of my now challengers, who's now just told me today she wants to coach. She told me she started Weight Watchers after I had reached out to her month after month after month. She goes, but I'll reassess in January. This was October. I reached out to her on January 3rd and I'm like, hey, I wanted to see how your progress was going with Weight Watchers. How's it going? And she's like, well, not so good. And I'm like, listen, it's not too late. I get you. I feel you. I did Weight Watchers too. You should give this a try with me. I think you'd have fun. I think you'd see results. And she did, and she's freaking crushing the game. Remember, they're frustrated and they came to you in the first place wanting information. Keep them on the list. Reach out to them once a month or once every other month, depending on your personality, their personality. I have so many people who 6 to 12 months later now are now challengers with me. I don't believe in giving up on anybody. Raquel can tell you I was the worst challenger when I got started. I was also the worst when I switched to her as my coach. I switched to her as my coach, but I didn't purchase anything and I wasn't doing anything, right? And so if I can come back from being the worst challenger ever, anybody can join you later on. So please don't give up on people. I don't take them off my list. And you know what? I don't mind when people are like, no, thank you, not right now. I'm like, yes, I want a follow-up list that continues to have a list going. I don't ever want to get to the end of my follow-up list and be like, I have no one to follow up with. I want follow-ups forever. So I'm fine when they say no to me. Number 9, stop assuming what other people's purchasing decisions are going to be. Stop assuming that people don't have money. If you haven't noticed, there's an Amazon truck on every street you go down. People are freaking buying stuff. So if you think people don't have money, you got to get that out of your head. When you share the value of our packages and they actually see it, when I tell them the base package, the value is $483 and you're getting it for $140, and I tell them, I either say it's bonkers good deal, or that's a bananas good deal. And that's what I end with. And they're like, oh yeah. And then I tell them the deluxe, because again, stop deciding which package they can afford either. I have women who say, well, it depends on how much it is, or I'm not sure I can because money's really tight. And then I'm like, am I being obnoxious by sharing the deluxe pack with them? And then I say no, because people buy what they want to buy. So then I share both, and I will tell you 9 times out of 10, they're buying the deluxe package and they say something like, well, if I'm going to do this, I might as well go all in and try everything. And they say that. Last month, I had 7 deluxe packages and 6 were brand new customers. 1 was someone who decided to sign up as a coach. And anyone with a base package, even if they say it depends on how much money it is. Raquel taught me this. Always add your favorites to their cart. And at first I was like, oh my God, I can't do that. It's already a $140 package, or at the time it was $160. I can't add anything else to it. Now it's like nothing. I will add it. I add my favorites. I add Beach Bars, Energize, and the Ultimate Portion Fix accessory bundle. All 3. I have it saved in my notes so I know what to say. And all I say is, hey, check over your cart. A few things were added to your cart at promo price. And then I briefly explain which each item is with a cute little emoji next to it. And I say you can remove any of these from your cart. Totally up to you. They offer lots of promotions at checkout, so keep your eyes open. And a lot of times they keep every single thing that I put in their cart for them, even if they picked the base package. And number 10, and I'm over on time. Your best customers are the ones you already have in front of you. So Brendan Burchard said this on a podcast a couple months ago, and I'm like, dang, he's right. He's like, they are a gold mine. They're already sold on you. They joined you already. The hard part is over. So I reach out to my current people if they've fallen off before we start a new challenge. This one more than any other, and I think it's because it's summer, I was still getting messages 5 minutes before I got on. Yes, please. I want to do this. I want to do this new challenge. One girl wrote me and she said, I could cry right now. She's like, your message brought me to tears, because I start with, hey, how can I help you? I refuse to give up on you. I was where you are. I know how hard it can be to get started if you fall off, or I know how hard it can be to get started, which is why I'm reaching out. We just created our next challenge and it's going to be, and then briefly explain it in 1 sentence or 2 what it's going to be. They're excited. And then you get, thank you for not giving up on me. I needed this right now. Thank you. And so, no, I'm not like, hey, let's buy you a challenge pack. I want to get them back into it. But then down the line, they have Beachbody on demand. And if it's renewing in the next 3 to 4 months, you'd be crazy not to offer the $140 challenge pack or the $200 challenge pack to get them to renew their BOD subscription, even 4 months out. If you do the math, BOD per month is $834. If you just do $100 divided by 12, $834, they can throw away 8 times 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 months, and they're still saving $1 bazillion by getting the challenge pack versus paying for things a la carte. Do you want me to stop, Raquel? It's 9:38. You want me to do a part 2? I have the top 5 mindset.
Just keep going. And then if people need to pop off, that's okay. We'll post a recording. Yeah, keep going.
All right. So now I have my top 5 mindset techniques for you, or things that you need to be thinking about in this business that will help you, that have helped me. Number 1, this is your business. You are an adult. You can't do this business unless you're 18 years or older, right? Considered an adult. You have to take an active role in your business. Stop waiting for people to come to you. You have to go out there and you need to work this business, and you have to stop waiting for your coach to reach out to you. Stop talking about what you're going to do and just freaking go do it. That's like my t-shirt, more moves, less announcements. Take messy action. Consistency breeds confidence. You have to take try out of your vocabulary. When you say try all the time, and it crushes me when people are like, I'll try. And I'm like, ugh. But I used to say it too, and I just didn't know any better. But the word try totally gives you an out. Because if you don't do it, you can be like, well, I just said I was going to try. I didn't say I was going to do it. You're either going to find a way or you're going to make an excuse. Number 2 is belief. Do you believe that you can? Do you believe that you can do this business? Do you believe that you can help other people get results? Are you going to show up even when it's hard? Even when things don't go your way and you're not having that dance party because you just crushed it with, your Success Club numbers or whatever it is. If you don't believe in yourself right now, it's okay. Don't walk away from this business. Borrow the belief from your upline and from your personal development. You have got to dig into those 2 resources. They are your best resources right now for belief. And I want you to go Google how to write affirmations, because I wrote Raquel towards the beginning and I'm like, I don't know how to write. I don't even know how to think about affirmations. It's just beyond me. And then I was like, why am I going to her for all these affirmations? I need to write my freaking own. So Google it. There are a bazillion articles out there on how to write your own affirmations, and get to it. You can train your subconscious to believe things you may not believe yet. And I am living proof of that. Number 3, go do your freaking personal development. There's no other way to it. And book clubs are great. And I love the book clubs that we've done in the past, but I heard this the other day and I was like, yes, you need to find PD that you need. Not what someone else recommends is a good book and you should do it and I just read it. And if it doesn't apply to you, don't read it. You're doing a disservice to yourself. We don't have time to just read for fun PD. You've got to read things that you need. Because honestly, everything you need is already on the inside. You've got it all in you. And the resources are right under your nose. Like, you've got podcasts, you've got books, you've got your coach, you've got your team calls, you've got National Wake Up Call. Like, everything is right there. to breed what's already on the inside. So if you need some starters, listen to Mel Robbins, read Mel Robbins, follow her. She's so good for belief. Brendan Burchard is blowing it out of the water for me right now. I feel like I can freaking do anything in this business after I listen to Brendan. And Josh Coates, he's another one because he's very specific and you feel like he's almost talking directly to you as a Beachbody coach. Number 4, be resources minded and lean into your resources. If you're a brand new coach, lean into your upline. I don't know if Jamie's on the call right now, but I said to Jamie when she started, I said, listen, screenshot conversations after you post that coach announcement, and we're going to work through these together. The best learning I had was from going to Raquel and saying, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. In the very beginning. And you'll notice the conversations lend themselves to like 3 different categories. And once you start to get experience with each of those different kinds of messages, you can do it on your own. So Jamie, if she's on this call, soon she'll get from me, well, what do you think you should say? Because she's had the interactions with me. She knows how to go with the conversation. And so that will be the next step. If you don't know the answer to something, and believe me, Raquel, she gets my messages like 1,000 times a day. But now they're like next level messages. In the beginning, I would ask her dumb stuff. And then I was like, God, I could have looked that up myself. And then I learned if you Google the letters FAQ, then the word Beachbody, and then whatever it is you're looking for, I'm telling you, Beachbody's FAQ is the most amazing. I feel bad for whoever has to keep track of that FAQ. I don't know how they keep up with it. It is the best. You will find whatever you need. I'm telling you, you don't even have to go to the FAQ. Just Google it and it comes up for you. I can find anything I need on there. Look on the team page in the guides. Start saving things to your notes so you're not asking the same questions again and again and again. And ask yourself, what would my upline coach say if I asked her this question right now? And if your gut is saying that you found the resources, but you really need your upline's advice, then ask. Don't be afraid to ask, but make sure you're really trying to be resource-minded first. Get on the team calls. Now I'm going to get up on a soapbox for 1 second. Team calls. Put your cameras on. I don't care if you don't have makeup on. You're in your pajamas. Like, you're working out in sports bras. Like, we see you half naked, right? So put your camera on for team calls. I want to see your teeth brushed, your makeup off, your hair up, your face washed. I want to see you before bed. That's fine. I know we got East Coasters on here. I'm an East Coaster too. It's late. It is late. But just show your face. These leaders who run these calls every week, they don't just pop on and magically they're here. They have families. Raquel was driving home from baseball. She's like, I got to switch from mom mode to leader mode real fast. And they're doing things too. They're doing the same things you are right before they hop on this call. But here's what, you get to hop on the call and just take it all in. They have to hop on the call and they have to have the training ready for you. So not only are they putting in the time now during the call, they put in the time before they got on the call for you. So show up on the dang call and show your face. We want to see your faces. The worst is when we see just names all over the place. It's hard. Or your pretty little profile picture that doesn't move. It's kind of creepy. We want to see your faces. We want to see you moving. We want to see your head bobbing. You know, we want to see you taking notes. Okay? And I know you've got kids. There's bedtime routines. Sometimes we see kids come into the pictures. My kids were like you will be dead if you interrupt this call kind of thing right before I got on, not even joking. Because at teenagers, you now need a babysitter again, pretty much, because they will kill each other upstairs. I get it. If you have a spouse at home, even though you are the mom who has done bedtime routine every single night of their lives, it's time to let them do bedtime routine without you, because they will survive. They will be okay. Okay? Kiss them goodnight. Mommy has work tonight. It's the only night of the week where mommy has work this late, but this will help us, and let them know how it's going to help your family if you have this coaching business and it's successful. Tuck them in, do what you need to do. Hold them in your arms. Wherever you are in the routine, figure it out. My family knows it is on our family calendar every single week. They know mommy is not available from 9 to 9:30, or when Angela trains, 9 to whenever. Listen to the National Wake Up Call every freaking week. It fires me up every single Monday morning that I get to hear it. And if I can't listen to it live, I schedule it in my calendar as if it's live later. Not I need to get to that. Put it in your calendar. It's in my calendar. Even the Champions Page trainings that they offer twice a week are all in my calendar so that I can check the banner. They're so organized on the Champions Page. They have a banner every week. They tell you what training is going to be available. You can see if you want to, tap into that training or not. That's a gold mine right there. If you are not on that Champions Page, you are missing out. And number 5, motivation is total BS. Okay? Motivation's BS. It's a gimmick. Stop waiting for it. We use motivation, or the idea of motivation, to convince ourselves that there's a better time to be doing it than doing it right now. Okay? I'll say that again. We use motivation to convince ourselves that there's a better time to be doing what we really should be doing right now. We use it as an excuse to justify if I had more time, if I had more money, if I had more energy, when I have more organization. Like for me, when I have an office, if I was waiting until I had an office that was cleaned and ready for me to work in, I still would not have started this coaching business. I have been sitting at this freaking dining room table with all the freaking chaos around me all the time. And I feel like my business has been a success. So if you're waiting for that beautiful office to happen, stop. Waiting for a bigger team to happen, waiting for more followers. Stop. You've got everything you need right now. John Maxwell says it's easier to change your feelings by changing your actions than it is to wait for your feelings to change in order to take action. I'll say that again. It's easier to change your feelings by changing your actions than it is to wait for your feelings to change in order to take action. Stop basing your actions based on your feelings. Stop. We're women. We got lots of feelings. Hormones go up and down and up and down and up and down. Good gosh, our business could be all over the place if we let our feelings and our emotions lead us. You can't do it. So the most obvious example that you all know and you all preach to your challengers is think about exercise. When we move our bodies, our mood changes. Okay. So for me, if you really want to think about physically moving instead of just taking action in your business, morning dance parties for me is where it's at. And there are days where I was not a morning person. I am a night owl. I do not like waking up early. Well, now I do, but I didn't. And I am dragging in the morning. And there are days where I'm like, all right, play the dang song. And I am moving and I don't want to move. But that helps me. And when I am in a rough spot where maybe I've gotten a lot of no's, I have a hype playlist that I only play when I truly need to freaking get fired up. So you don't play it all the time or else you take it for granted. This hype playlist, and it's got to be things that fire you up. I play it when I need to be completely fired up. But besides physically moving, just taking action in your business, having the Post-it notes on your computer, keeping a tracking, if this were empty, and I wasn't seeing challenge packs on here or whatever it is that's going to, help with Success Club numbers, this is a daily reminder that I need to get my butt moving. So take action in your business. And I am done. Sorry, I've always run over. Oh,
so good. First of all, we need that hype playlist in our life. So go ahead and give us that. And then if you can post in the team page that quote, that John Maxwell quote, that was really good too. Like, ooh, that's really very good.
Yeah.
I need that in my life and I need to reread that over and over again. Super good. Okay. I know we're running late. So if you have to pop off, we totally understand. Angela, can I open it up for maybe 3 minutes of questions in case people have questions? Okay, So if you have a question, you can either put it in chat or unmute yourself. I'm going to give us 3 minutes of questions because I know that some of us have it. But this was so good. I loved all those top 10 things that you gave us. No questions. Okay. Well, yeah, you did kill it.
So Angela, when you are doing your invites, so that people have an idea, are you giving yourself a goal every day that you're hitting of sending invites to clients to sign up for Success Club? Are you giving yourself a weekly goal? Are you inviting directly off your story viewers? Like, where are your Success Club new clients and coaches? How many would you say you're doing a day or week to give people kind of an idea?
All right. So my main goal is to not have to invite people. I do everything I can to get them to the point where they're like, can you tell me more about? So then, I'm inviting them, but they're coming to me and they're asking for more information. So that truly is my goal. So I'm in Josh's group right now, and you're supposed to send a certain number of invites every day. And it's the one thing I don't check every day. And I just told him, I'm like, listen, that's not how I do my business right now. I have found other ways that are more effective for me. And he's like, that's fine. As long as you're hitting our 85% a week, I'm good. And so I hit it in other ways, but I am not doing a lot of, hey, you have no idea who I am. Did you ever think about this? I do it. But I know I don't have a goal for that, because my goal is to truly have a bazillion conversations going on. Like I told Raquel, I live in the DMs.
That's perfect. So when you say, because it's same, my goal is always to have people reaching out to me to join, because it makes the conversation so much easier and there's never an ick factor. So when you say you live in the DMs, you're starting conversations just that are not having to do with health and fitness. That's how you go?
Well, it depends. So I talked about like the birthday one has gotten people that continue the conversation for me after the birthday. The other thing I did want to say is anytime I do start a message, I always go to their page first, because Facebook especially feeds, well, and Instagram, they're not chronological anymore. There's people that you miss completely and you don't see in your feed at all. It's important to know about them. If they're sitting there watching your stories every day, like, you owe it to them to go find out a little bit about what's going on in their life currently before you start into the DMs with them. You have to be personable. And that's the whole thing with keeping that heart of your business is you gotta be you're a people person. Like, I'm a people person, but I like doing it from home. So that's that extroverted introvert, right? So, like I said earlier, like the birthday messages and writing people off my story watchers is huge for me. Lots of people doing the polls and the fun polls, which start conversations and then they continue them. They're in your stories. They are watching everything you're doing. So if you're writing them and you're like, I'm team fall also, it goes from there. I have a lot of conversations going, and I wish that I could tell you also that I had a system for tracking these conversations and moving them from like one section to another, like all these fancy people do on their computers. I have the longest.
I think that's better. I think, that's why we really wanted you to lead, is because we love that you don't have fancy systems. Mm-hmm. We love that you are kind of doing things your own way and it's really working. So that's why we wanted you to be able to share on that, because you don't need fancy systems. You don't need a perfect social media. You don't have to post perfectly, but you do have to be consistent in the arena that works for you. And that's, that's perfect. That's why, wanted to kind of connect those dots for people to see, taking it from the fun poll to a conversation where naturally they're going to be more comfortable reaching out when you are publicly inviting about a challenge group. Kind of seeing that flow makes it so much easier than randomly inviting somebody just right off the cuff.
Right. And I will say, I don't post often, but when I do, it's my vulnerable posts that get the most interaction. It's when I peel off the layers and I just let them see who I am and the struggles that I had. I mean, I couldn't bear any more than I did on Access Hollywood. So, it was all there. And I will say this, speaking of Access Hollywood, I reached out to Raquel before that went on and I said, I'm so afraid that people are going to think that I get high Success Club numbers this month because I'm going to have so many people that reach out to me after Access Hollywood. And so I kept getting worried about all these people, and I don't want people to get upset and be like, well, I can't do those numbers because she was on Access Hollywood and everyone who reached out to her right after that week, well, I screwed myself, right? What you think is what you get. I signed one person up from my Access Hollywood. So I don't want you to think that like you have to have some big thing that happens in your life where you're going to get all these people and then It's all mindset. And so I did it to myself. I said it. I thought about it. I kept thinking about it. I don't want people to be thinking. And well, guess what? You don't have to think, because people did not reach out to me based on Access Hollywood. Okay. They reached out right to Beachbody. It says it at the beginning of the clip and the end of the clip. They're watching so there's leads all over, I'm sure, but it wasn't coming to me. So your mindset, what you think, you get more of. So I can't say it enough. Before you're in the DMs, before you're making posts, before you're doing, work on your freaking mindset.
Love it. Okay, thank you. Sorry that was more than 3 minutes, but I think that was super helpful. Great job. Incredible as always. Can't wait to see you crush all the goals this year and to see you at Summer Summit in less than a month. Wait, maybe not. Maybe a month. I don't even know. Super excited, y'all. Okay, have the best evening. We'll post a recording. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.